Hello everybody, this is Tim here again for another movie review. This time for yet another new movie, The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, which has actually been out for about 2 days so far. I'm just kind of now getting to it. As far as it goes with the Conjuring movies, for me, this is just my kind of personal opinion on the movies, and I've reviewed them already. In terms of the franchise, I thought the first Conjuring was slightly flawed. I didn't really like how it turned into like a possession thing in the second half. It just reminded me a little bit too much of The Exorcist, but for what it was, I'd give it a 4 out of 4. I thought it was great. Conjuring 2, I'd give it like a 3.5. I thought it was like pretty good, but getting a little bit silly at the end with the whole say your name, whatever, kill the evil demon nun thing or whatever. But it was pretty good for what it was. I like both the two main Conjuring movies. After that, I thought Annabelle Creation was a good, solid movie that just suffered from having to tie itself to the other Annabelle movies. The first Annabelle I thought was meh, just barely passable, and all the other ones I thought pretty much sucked. Except for Annabelle Comes Home. I thought that one was like an alright little kid's like Goosebumps type episode. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It just felt that one felt really aimed towards a child audience, but for what it was, I thought it was like alright, average time killer for little kids. This one, I'll just go ahead and say it. I'm kind of two minds about this film. On one hand, as a Conjuring film, it's pretty much a 1 out of 4 compared to the other two Conjurings. As its own horror movie, it's a 3 out of 4. It's a good demon cult movie. I'll just go ahead and say it. This film is being getting mixed to negative reactions, and I completely see why. The problem here is that what they wanted to do, because there's been so many Conjuring movies, not counting the fact there's just been 2 main universe movies, there's been so many Conjuring spin-off movies and everything. They've all pretty much been the same exact plot, just about like a demon inhabiting a figurine or something, and it tries to possess a person, or it does possess a person, and they need an exorcism or whatever. It's just kind of been the same thing over and over and over. So this is the first movie to deviate totally from that and to do something totally different. Here we got like a possession story that starts out the game with this little kid possessed, with the Warrens there, with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga back again, who both do great performances. The kid isn't here again, though. They're a child that was in other movies, which I was fine with. I just imagined she was off at college or whatever. But yeah. So we got them back again, and the demon goes into this other dude who commits a murder. He goes on trial. If you've seen the preview, you know what's going on. They have to prove the dude's innocent. Now, I'll just go ahead and say it. In my opinion, all these Conjuring movies are just total bullshit. I don't go by the whole idea of them being based on true stories or whatever. That's just ludicrous and ridiculous and silly to me. They're more like just inspired by true stories, or supposed true stories. Then they just do their own thing. So to me, these are just movies. So the reason I give this one a 1 out of 4 is because it deviates so much from the other two Conjuring movies, being haunted house possession movies, and does its own thing so much that it doesn't even focus on the possession story. The dude who kills somebody who gets possessed just gets locked up for the whole movie, and it's not even about like the trial or anything. It's just about the Warrens having to prove that there was foul play, that somebody did try to cast like a voodoo spell on him or whatever, or a demonic spell to make him possessed and all that. And eventually, and it's not even really a mystery about who the person is, because they pretty much find out who it is right off the bat. And it's just a mystery about where are they located, really. There's no mystery about the killer's identity. It's just a mystery. And I thought they were going to try to throw a curveball, because there's a girl in the movie who's like the main guy's girlfriend or whatever, who's like the sister of the boy who was possessed at the beginning. I thought they were going to throw a curveball and she was going to be like in with the cult or whatever. But come to find out there is no cult. It's just like this one chick. And her dad or whatever is like an ex-priest who's like an expert in demonology, and she learned everything she knows from him pretty much, and she's been selling her soul or whatever, getting this demon to like kill people so she can like give it souls. She's just basically a character. There's no real character to her. It's the same thing as they do with the demons in other films, except this time it's a human, so it makes you ask more questions because it's a person, so you want more of a full-fledged character from it. So that's one thing that weakens it here. The villain is just a villain. There's nothing to the character. So yeah, pretty much you get to the end. Patrick Wilson has got like heart problems in the movie because he gets in an accident where the demon tries to like give him a heart attack or whatever, and he has to take pills. You get to the end, he gets possessed for a little bit. He's trying to like hit Vera Farmiga with a sledgehammer, but she makes him remember their love. You know, it's the same thing they did in the other two movies, their whole love thing that was on the fight back against the demons or whatever. And then he comes back to his senses. He breaks the shrine that the girl was using black magic on. She gets ate, or whatever, gets her soul taken by the demon who kills her. The demon is just really lame in this too. There's not even really a demon. It just appears in the form of her. So, yeah. And then you get like an epilogue where they're at the trial of the dude or whatever, where it's like, and he served like 5 years of his sentence, and he ended up getting married to his girlfriend while he was behind bars, and he got let go. So yeah, it's kind of like a happy ending for the dude. So yeah, all in all, as a movie, I would give this a 3 out of 4 as just like the devil made me do it movie or whatever. Even though I really wish it would have kind of focused on trial, but really it's just about the Warrens. Like everybody else other than the Warrens is just kind of there, except for like the dude who got possessed. They give him a little bit more character and stuff. Other than that, everybody else here is just kind of two-dimensional. As its own movie, like I said, 3 out of 4. It's a fine, average movie. It's still the weakest of the main three Conjuring movies. I mean, of 1, 2, and 3. This is still the weakest of the three. It's just kind of average movie. But as a Conjuring movie, it just feels too late to really change it up, because that was one of the things, if you go back to my other Conjuring reviews, one of the things I kept saying was, I heard that they're going to do something really different with Conjuring 3, and it was either this idea or another idea where a dude was possessed by like a demon werewolf or whatever, which the werewolf ghost was shown in the Annabelle Comes Home movie. It was either that idea they were going to go with, or this one. They chose this one, because this one was still more close to kind of home with the whole, demon possession thing, standard demon possession thing. It was either this or Beetlejuice, I guess, but yeah. So yeah, it's just more close to home with this one. So yeah, all in all, as a Conjuring movie, it just feels too late to really change up the series all this much like this. This is really just like a hunting after a satanic cult person. And there's really no cult, it's just one person, which I thought was kind of a mistake. But yeah, as a standalone horror movie, 3 out of 4. Average movie. As a Conjuring sequel to those first two, lame. Bad. 1 out of 4. I predict this will probably have like a 5 point something rating on IMDb from Conjuring fans, which I get because it is a big step down in terms of quality. I do feel like if James Wan had directed this, instead of like, who directed this again? Michael Chavez or something like that, who did La Llorona, which was also another just kind of lame one. Most of these Conjuring movies are bad or weak, except for like the main ones. And Annabelle Creation, really. But yeah, this is a failure as a Conjuring sequel to the main series. But as a standalone movie, it's a 3 out of 4. It's just average. You could easily watch this and just not associate with the other Conjuring movies unless you're like a huge fan. And if you can't, then yeah, it's a 1 out of 4. So I got to give it a 1 out of 4 as a bad movie, as a Conjuring flick. For me personally, getting what they're doing here with wanting to do something different, I can disassociate myself from the other two and get that this film is doing its own thing. And every horror franchise seems to have this type of movie where they just get worn out on doing the same thing over and over, and then they just got to do something different. Because if you actually put it into like, into the Conjuring category or whatever, we've had like, 9 Conjuring movies so far that have done the same exact thing. So it makes sense they'd want to do something different, but at the same time, it just kind of feels too late in general to really try to do something like this after we've had so many movies of the same thing. So yeah, I'm willing to be forgiving because I did want something different, but at the same time, after watching this, it's like, maybe it should just stay the same. But yeah, all in all, as its own thing, like I said, 3 out of 4. As a Conjuring movie, 1 out of 4. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.